there, Karen with Ageless Beauty Pro, and I am going to go over skin laxity and a few DIY fixes. It's something we all experience as we age, whether you're a sinker or a sagger, a man or a woman, you are going to experience some degree of skin laxity. And what that is just a loosening and overall sagging of the skin. Saggers, we do experience it more, but even sinkers can have some degree of skin laxity. Even if it's not so much in their face, it could be more on the body, but it does happen to us all. I'm going to cover a few things facially, obviously, that are a DIY fix, things you can do at home. Of course, there are several in-office procedures you can have done, some invasive, some not invasive. There's so many things these days, but I'm going to go over a few things that I know work because I've used them either on myself or on clients and seen actual visible results. So I'm going to use, and I do apologize for my bad microphone, I really need a better microphone, but I'm going to work with what I have here. I'm going to use this model here because I thought she was a good example of covering a few of the things I wanted to talk about. Now, the first thing is going to be the overall laxity that we experience right in this area. I think this is where we see it most or first, is right in this nasolabial fold right here, and the hollowing of the cheek right in this area, as well as the under eye area right here. Also, a lot of us experience it in the jawline. This particular model is not having a lot of that issue right here in the jawline, so I am going to work on this area right here and around the eye. Now, the first thing that I would suggest if I were counseling this particular woman is an overall resurfacing, because as you can see, there is some orange peel effect, large pores that she is experiencing, and some good resurfacing, either enzyme peels or even an in-office laser resurfacing or a light chemical peel would be ideal for this particular person to smooth out and reduce some of these pores and get rid of some of that overall uneven skin texture that she's experiencing. So that is one thing that you can do if you're not doing it already, is to really exfoliate. And I know I've spoken about this in other videos, but it's really my number one thing that I see that people can do within a few minutes in their own home to actually smooth and brighten, and it doesn't tighten the skin necessarily, maybe briefly or temporarily, but it does cause an overall brightening and smoothing and toned effect to the skin. So that is something that you can do. Number two, I would suggest probably microblading. I do see a little bit of hair here around the lips. That is something that you can do all over your face. If you're not doing it already, there's numerous tools out there that you can use to do a quick and light microblading. Again, this you can have done in office, but it's something you can easily do at home, and they've got some great tools out there that you can use that are inexpensive, and to remove some of that hair and even take off a little bit of the surface level of the dead skin cells that are accumulating here. So that is another thing that I would immediately suggest that would help with an overall anti-aging DIY that you could do quick and easy at home. Now, when we get into some skincare products, what I would highly suggest for this particular model would be around the eye area to introduce a very nice, either the Neogenesis would be wonderful to sort of regenerate the skin that we're seeing right here that's starting to get a little bit crepey and wrinkly. And then I would also add the new Sculptra eye cream. Now, I really like it. none of these products are really meant to be used on this area right here near the lash. So I do dot it all around up here and all the way around. Now when you put your eye cream on, you shouldn't get really close to the lash line here, because what will happen is anything that you dot down here will eventually go up. It will travel on your skin a little bit. So, you know, make your wide arc with your eye cream and dot it on. I would really suggest that she start with either one of them would be a really good fix for her. So I guess if you wanted to do the neogenesis just to help the overall regeneration of tissue, I would start there. And then I would definitely add the Sculpla, because the neogenesis is going to help with this right here, and the Sculpla is going to help with this right here. So kind of work in tandem. Number 2, I would highly suggest working with a program of both the Neogenesis and the Sculpla products, because of the large pore size and because we want to really sort of retexturize this person's skin. So if you don't have that issue, I would go lean more toward the Sculpla if you're not having a retexturing issue. You know your skin. If it looks like this, then I would work on both the removal of the dead skin cells and then work with either the booster or the recovery and a good moisturizer in the Neogenesis line. If you don't have that particular issue and we're just working with these sagging issues and areas that we want to replace some of the lost volume, and here in the upper cheek especially, as if you are a Sculpla user, I'm just really a proponent for this product. It's one product that has really replaced the cushion in my own skin, and I think it would do wonders for this particular person in the upper cheek area, in these folds right here, and in this hollowing that she's getting right here that many of us do get, as well as if you have any lines, marionette lines that are forming down here where there's hollows and things setting in on the lower cheek. So again, using the eye creams that are designed for this area. I'm so glad Sculpla has come out with an eye cream that is, I'm really enjoying using it. I don't know, I haven't heard a lot from people yet. They're just getting them. So let me know if you like that. You know, comment and let me know, because I would really like to know what your review of that product is. I'm enjoying it a lot. I really like it. I'm not having any irritation or problems. I did try to use it on my lid. I always do, because that gets very crepey up there. I would suggest, you know, stay away from the actual lid too much, really near the eye, because I did get just a little bit of itching. But when I put it up here on the upper lid and all around, no issues whatsoever with either of the two eye creams I've talked about, either the Neogenesis or the Sculpla. So working with that, I would definitely counsel this model to use both the H2 Mist and the Cavi PLLA. And I would also counsel her to use the Hydra Velvet Mask at least once a week, if not twice a week. This model would also really, she would benefit from both the microcurrent and the TMP. And this is why. She has a nice cheek right here. She has a nice cheekbone. It is starting to fall a bit, so I would say the microcurrent in this area would really lift that up nicely, as well as lift the corners of the mouth a little bit here, as well as lift this area and tone this area with the microcurrent going all the way around the eye. She would get a nice benefit from that. This particular model would also get a nice benefit from the Time Master Pro treatments, the deep ultrasound treatments, which are essentially sort of I jokingly refer to them as sort of sucking out the hollows, which she's experiencing right here and in some of these areas. It if you're using the tool, you know exactly what I mean by this. It does sort of really deeply generate and stimulate the skin and the underlying muscles a little bit, where it just kind of sucks them out and replumps that area. So I'd say a redensifying with the Sculptra products in areas where she's losing some of the collagen. I would definitely say the TMP, if you can swing it, would be a great treatment for this particular person. She would get a lot of benefit in some of these areas here. Definitely around the folds around the mouth and in the upper cheek and even up in the temple area. Don't forget to use it in your temple. That's really an area that once you plump that up, this will all sort of pull up a little bit. You know, it's subtle, but it looks natural, which is why I really like it, even in this area right here. So that, and then I like to do the mini sculpting after I do the TMP. That's just me. I find it works best that way. I'm already gooped up with the conductive gel and the mist and everything, so I get the mini out and then I just do a quick sculpting. In this area, I work on the eyes, because even though you can use your TMP really around the eyes, the mini is going to help really take this and lift it up and work on lifting sort of the corners of the mouth, although you can use your TMP all over your lip area to plump that whole entire area up. I would also go under the jawline and under the chin and very lightly down the sides of the neck with the Time Master Pro as well. So these are all things that I would, if prescribing and working with this client, I would suggest these, and of course a couple other of my tricks I have up my sleeve in my office, but these are things that you can do at home. So if your skin resembles this, or your facial structure is resembling this and you're wondering what to do about it, these are a few of the fixes that I would suggest. So let me know what you think. If you have any questions, of course you can ask them in the comments, or you can contact me directly through my site at agelessbeautypro.com. Thanks for watching.